sad are you about Marcus Rashford leaving Manchester United? He may never, the chances are, Roy, as things stand, he won't ever play for Manchester United again. A Manchester boy, a Manchester United.
Yeah, it's sad, but it's been on the cards the last year or two, particularly the last few months. Did the new manager come in? Clearly they didn't get on. The manager got no reaction from Marcus. The strange thing for me, I thought when Marcus was going to leave Man United, or certainly he was going to go abroad to try something new adventure for him, a different league, different challenge. So to go to Villa kind of surprised me a little bit, but I always think if he's lost the hunger at Man United, how is he going to get it at Aston Villa? Because that's what he's lost.
We'll get back to Roy in just a quick second, but remember, if you like this video, please like, share and subscribe, and also don't forget to click the notification button so that you know when the next Big D video hits. And don't forget, if you've got something to say, if something is bubbling up inside of you, stick it in the comments. I read all of the comments. I want to know what's on your mind, especially if you agree with me. But even if you don't, if you think I'm talking nonsense, stick it in the comments. I'm a big boy. I can take it on the chin. Anyway, in this video, we're going to be looking at Roy Keane and his reaction to Marcus Rashford going to Aston Villa. Ian Wright also weighs in with a couple of little morsels of intellectual insight. Can you sense the sarcasm in my voice? But anyway, stick around for after the clip because I am going to be giving my reaction to what these two intellectual whiz kids of football have to say. Anyway, here's Roy.
How sad are you about Marcus Rashford leaving Manchester United? He may never, the chances are, Roy, as things stand, he won't ever play for Manchester United again. A Manchester boy, a Manchester United.
Yeah, it's sad, but it's been on the cards the last year or two, particularly the last few months. Did the new manager come in? Clearly they didn't get on. The manager got no reaction from Marcus. The strange thing for me, I thought when Marcus was going to leave Man United, or certainly he was going to go abroad to try something new adventure for him, a different league, different challenge. So to go to Villa kind of surprised me a little bit, but I always think if he's lost the hunger at Man United, how is he going to get it at Aston Villa? Because that's what he's lost.
No, but the thing is, Roy, when you look at, with all due respect to United, we know where United want to be and where they will probably end up, especially if they keep this manager. He's going to a team at the moment that's performing better. He's going to a team at the moment, like, we can't disrespect Villa and what they've done, their history, and what they are trying to do, especially with this new manager, Roy, in respects of his meticulous nature and what he wants to try and build. And if Marcus can go there and recapture it, we're talking about a 27-year-old. He's a good player. He's a good player. If he could go there and recapture it, and they can build right.
How hard will it be to recapture at age 27 with everything?
We will see. We will see, because everybody's been talking about his body language here and everything what's going on, all that stuff. But the fact is, when we see
when you lose the hunger, right, it's hard to get it back.
See, Roy, we have to
and
see
you said to go to Aston Villa. I know Aston Villa going along nicely, but you can't compare Aston Villa to Manchester United. No. And
at the moment you can.
If he hasn't got the hunger for Man United, how can he go to Aston Villa and have the hunger for...
Yeah, but Roy, maybe because he's been there for so long, Roy. Maybe it's just two things can be right here, you know. He's done great for Man United up to this point, but maybe it's time to leave. You hope that he can recapture it, because if he doesn't, then what?
But the biggest two clubs in this country are Liverpool and Manchester United, and if you leave them, you better be going to Real Madrid or Barcelona or AC Milan, because surely, with the greatest respect to the other clubs in this country, it's, even if it's a small one, it's one step down to anywhere else.
Yeah,
Is it not?
Yeah, I thought Marcus's mindset might be, obviously, listen, where he thought he was going to go to Barcelona, obviously that didn't pan out for him. But I still thought he was going to go abroad and go to a new country, a new environment, get out of Manchester, whatever. He'd still be based in Manchester. He'd still have his crew around him. He'd still have all them, whatever.
Yeah. We'll see how that pans out.
But interestingly, he's not here, and Højlund hasn't scored in 13 games, and Xerxes on the bench.
Exactly.
I mean, and there's no winter signing.
And then we saw, you know, Kobe Manu playing as a false nine, which is a sad indictment to them two players. Yeah. So we'll have to see how that pans out.
Absolutely.
See, the thing is, Ian Wright in this clip perfectly personifies one of the things that really irks me in football, and that is people base their opinions on form, temporary form. And that's the problem. When you base your opinions on form, short-term form that is, it doesn't work out in the long run, right? Because let's say, for instance, you have got a player like Lionel Messi, and if he doesn't score for 6 games, There are certain people out there that will say he's finished. Right now, he's not very good. How can you say that about a talented footballer? Not right now, he's not very good. Right now, he's not very good. It just doesn't make sense. So when Ian Wright says there, right now, Aston Villa, you can compare them to Man United. No, you can't. No, you can't. Man United have been in the worst slump. In fact, it's not even their worst slump in their history. They had a worse slump in the 70s. But since Alex Ferguson retired, up until now, they have been in a slump. But despite the fact that they've been in a slump, they've won 2 FA Cups, a Europa League, 2 League Cups, and they've finished second in the Premier League twice and third in the Premier League twice as well. That would be celebration time for Aston Villa. If Aston Villa achieved that in the past 10 years, they would be going through some kind of fantastic, I don't know, celebratory era since the 80s when they won the European Cup. So it just kind of irks me that. I mean, there's a famous saying at Old Trafford, form is temporary, class is permanent. And that is true about Man United. We are crap at the moment. We are. I'll be the first to admit it. And we're probably going to be crap for the rest of the season. But one man doesn't make a team, but one man can make a difference. So if we were to buy one player in the summer that just fits exactly what we're looking for, then Man United soared up the table. They soared up the table. And it's Manchester United we're talking about here. We're not talking about Bolton. We're not talking about Oldham. We're certainly not talking about Aston Villa. We're talking about Manchester United. And Roy Keane is 100% correct. If Marcus Rashford is going to Aston Villa to try and find his smile, so to speak, how is he going to find it in Birmingham and not in Manchester? I don't get it. Because it's not like he's making a huge departure from Manchester. It's, an hour up the road? So as Roy says there, nothing's going to change. Now I tell a lie, one thing will change. And the one thing that will change is that he's going into a settled side and he's going into a formation that might suit him better. Fair enough. But Roy alludes to the elephant in the room, and that is, even though Aston Villa are performing better than Manchester United at the moment on form, it is still a step down. Manchester United will always be a big club. Always be a big club. Nottingham Forest are a big club. They will always be a big club because of what they've achieved in the past. They've done things that are remarkable that no other club, including Manchester United, have done. Manchester United have done things in English football that no other club have ever done. So they are a big club. In fact, there's no club bigger than Manchester United. Even if Manchester United got relegated twice in a row, they would still be the biggest club in English football. Bigger than Liverpool. And I'll tell you why. The Scousers will always say, and even if they win the league this year, the Scousers will always say, well, we've won the same amount of titles as you, and we've won more European Cups. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Because we did it first. Manchester United did it first. Manchester United are the pioneers of English football. So Ian Wright is talking nonsense there. And Roy Keane is alluding to the elephant in the room, and that is Marcus Rashford is taking a step down. The presenter quite rightly said when you leave Man United, you go to Real Madrid, you go to Barcelona, AC Milan, even go to AC Milan. They've been crap for ages now, but AC Milan would still be a better destination for Marcus Rashford than Aston Villa. They would be. They just would be. I would rather get paid 50 grand a week playing for AC Milan than getting paid 300 grand a week playing for Aston Villa. Hang on a minute, let me think about that for a second. Maybe I'm talking nonsense. Hang on. How much do I like my principles? Hang on. No. I'm sticking by it. AC Milan. Because AC Milan, I'd rather play for them. Anyway, I might be taking the mick a little bit, but the point is made. Going to Aston Villa is a step down, and Roy Keane is right to be a little bit kind of bemused as to why. And the only reason why he's gone to Aston Villa is because no one else wanted him. Unfortunately. And no one else wanted him because he hasn't really performed for, 2 years? That's it. But anyway, what do you think? Is signing for Aston Villa a step down for Marcus Rashford? You tell me. If you've come this far in this video, in this little rant, because it was more of a rant, this one. Not amusing, this was more of a rant. I want to know what you've got to think if you've lasted this long in my video. And if you have, I really appreciate that. I appreciate you. And I want to know what you have to think. Is signing for Aston Villa a step down for Marcus Rashford? Please tell me your thoughts in the comments, and I'll see you in the next one.